Zarario, former Seraphim, one of Feldway's 3 mystic leaders. Regal, calculating, and cold enough to make even gods hesitate. Normally he commanded from the heavens, moving armies like chess pieces. But not today. Today, he descended himself. Tempest's wounds from Velgrin's earlier rampage were still bleeding when his boots touched the Labyrinth's threshold. Behind him, 5 generals, each blessed by mystic power, Cherubim and Treyni, whose auras alone could crush a city. Their divine glow filled the corridors with a blinding majesty that twisted into menace. Ramirez's labyrinth should have been impregnable. No invader should have walked its halls uninvited. And yet, there they stood, divine intruders in a world that defied heaven itself. Treyni was the first to face them. Her voice, calm yet cutting, carried through the charged air. "I don't remember inviting anyone here," she said. "But may I ask who you are and what you want?" Her tone was composed, but the fury beneath it was unmistakable. Treyni, fusing with Sylphide, the wind elemental lord, glowed with energy so intense it distorted the air around her. Nearly 1,000,000 EP surged through her body, an impossible number for a dryad. But inside the labyrinth, death was only an inconvenience. Here, courage had no ceiling. At her back stood Charys, tempered in countless sparring sessions with Veldora himself. Alongside him were Treyni and Doreth, each newly unified with their elemental spirits, their power honed to a dangerous edge. And behind them, the Dragon Lords, Guardians Reborn, now beings of near Demon Lord class. It was, without Rimuru, Tempest's strongest formation. Not an army of conquest, but of defiance. Warriors fighting not for glory, but for time. Zarario bowed, elegant as a noble, the mockery in his voice sharpened by divine arrogance. "My name is Zarario, one of the 3 mystic leaders entrusted with an army by the mystic lord Feldway. It is a pleasure." Pleasure. The word dripped with disdain. When Treyni feigned ignorance of his title, his smile only grew, thin, serpent-like. "Our objective," he said softly, "is to eliminate a boy by the name of Masayuki Honjo. Offer him to me, and I will withdraw at once." The air froze. Even the labyrinth itself seemed to recoil. Masayuki, the hero, the man worshipped by nations for deeds he barely understood himself. The defender's response was instant. Ridiculous. There would be no negotiation. Zarario's smile didn't fade. It widened. "I see," he murmured. "That's a pity." And then diplomacy ended. The storm began. Treyni launched first, her voice lost in the shriek of wind. Invisible blade, an attack so fast and so pure it carved through space itself. The air shimmered as if the world were cracking apart, rifts slicing toward Zarario. But he didn't move. Reality warped. Every blade dissolved before touching him. A perfect spatial defense, the same technique used by Zegion himself. The revelation sent a chill through the defenders. Charys gritted his teeth. "The same skill as Lord Zegion's, huh? Nasty." Zarario tilted his head, eyes glinting with detached amusement. "So, you know of him? I was told your leaders were removed from the picture. It seems our intelligence was faulty." His words were taunting, but Treyni saw what others didn't. He wasn't focused on the fight. His movements were too measured, his calm too absolute. Something was off. She attacked again, not to win, but to stall, to buy time. Every second mattered. Around her, the Labyrinth's guardians pressed hard against the 5 angelic generals. Their immortality allowed them to fight like madmen, bodies breaking, reforming, striking again. Even angels could bleed in this place. Hope flickered, just for a moment. But Treyni's instincts screamed. Zarario wasn't adapting to the battle. He was observing it, detached, waiting. His target wasn't them. She reached out through thought communication. "Ramirez, where's Masayuki?" Ramirez's reply came quickly, tinged with urgency. "He's fine. He's helping guide the evacuees, keeping everyone calm." Of course he was. Masayuki's gift for leadership, his accidental charisma, had turned chaos into order. People followed him, trusted him. It was the one thing he couldn't fake. Still, Treyni couldn't shake the dread. If Zarario's real mission is assassination, then the evacuees are in danger. Ramirez realized it too. "Then I'll move him. Floor 70. It's fortified and guarded by the Imperial survivors. He'll be safe there." Treyni nodded inwardly. That would certainly put my mind at ease. But nothing in the labyrinth that day would be safe. As the upper floors drowned in divine warfare, a quieter tension took shape below. Masayuki sighed, watching the evacuation with the same helpless frustration he always carried. "People around here treat me with no respect at all." The so-called hero, idolized by millions, couldn't couldn't even command basic authority among his own allies. Ramirez's voice cut into his thoughts. "Hey, you, I want you on floor 70 ASAP." Masayuki groaned. "Why am I always the one being pushed around?" It wasn't cowardice that made him complain. It was pride. He knew his role was important, but he also knew the truth. Behind the title of hero, he was still just a man pretending to be something greater. Beside him walked Venom, his polar opposite in every way. Spiked jacket, skull ring, a grin that didn't care who was watching. A punk in body and spirit. And yet the two shared an unspoken understanding. "I have no human rights," Venom had once joked, and Masayuki had laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was true. Venom's role now was simple. Bodyguard. Keep Masayuki alive, at any cost. Masayuki protested. Why would someone portraying a hero like me try to run away from everyone in town? Venom didn't even blink. "Because you're a wimp. If the enemy really attacks, you can't do squat, can you?" It was cruel, but honest. That's what made it sting. And yet, as they guided evacuees deeper, Masayuki couldn't ignore the way people looked at him. Hopeful, desperate, believing. Every smile, every glance silently begged him not to falter. That burden, that faith, was heavier than any sword. When they finally neared floor 70, Venom stopped. His instincts flared, the same ones honed under Diablo's shadow. Something felt wrong. Floor 70 wasn't protection, it was positioning. A front line disguised as a haven. Ramirez's move made sense strategically, but to Venom, it screamed trap. Still, he said nothing. His mission was clear, protect Masayuki, even if it killed him. Masayuki, catching the unease, snapped. "Wait, are you saying I'm in more danger up there?" Venom smirked. "Don't worry, man. I'm here." His tone was steady. Too steady. For a fleeting moment, the two shared silence, the kind only warriors facing inevitable death can share. Venom broke it first, his words sharp as razors. "Humans are complicated, not like monsters. That's what makes them such great toys for demons." Masayuki looked down, remembering the faces of those who'd betrayed him. Jiwoo, Bernie. Names that once burned with friendship. He couldn't hate them. Not completely. When the elevator doors opened to floor 70, the air was different. Thicker. Wrong. Venom felt it instantly. The kind of pressure that made your instincts scream before your mind could process why. He stepped in front of Masayuki, eyes narrowing. "Who the hell are you?" From the shadows, a figure emerged. 6 wings folded like knives, eyes like molten glass. Cornu, another of Feldway's 3 mystic leaders. "Chich, a meddler," he hissed. "I thought my timing was perfect." His gaze slid past Venom, locking onto Masayuki. Venom moved first, a perfect roundhouse kick, faster than thought, slamming into Cornu's temple. The impact should have shattered bone. Cornu didn't flinch, his lips curled in disgust. "Garbage like you doesn't deserve to live." Then came the strike. A flick of his arm and compressed divine force ripped through the air, through Venom. Flesh, bone, blood. His arm and half his side vanished in a spray of red. Masayuki screamed his name, but Venom only staggered, eyes burning. "I promise, I'm gonna protect you." He meant it. Even dying, he meant it. Cornu looked down at him with godlike contempt. "You will know your place soon, in the grave." His armor flared, black and gold light twisting like fire, swallowing the chamber. The sheer pressure warped the ground, a god's wrath made manifest. Venom coughed blood but refused to fall. His last resort circled his mind like a whisper. Kill Masayuki. Send him to resurrection before the enemy does worse. He reached for his weapon, then stopped. A voice echoed through the roar. Calm, almost casual. "Hey, do we have some trouble over here? Mind if we lend a hand?" 2 silhouettes appeared through the storm. Minitz and Caligulio, former imperial generals. Men who had once served Emperor Rudra with unwavering loyalty. Now they stood before the hero. Masayuki's eyes widened. "You two?" Minitz smiled faintly. Even in chaos, he carried himself like a noble. "Sir Masayuki, please. Just Minitz is fine. Having His Majesty's lookalike call me sir feels awkward." Caligulio, silent but steady, took position beside him. The faint glow of his aura spoke louder than words. Minitz turned back to Cornu, his expression losing all levity. "Seeing you here," he murmured, "makes me feel like His Majesty himself is watching." Cornu's fury reignited, his wings flaring wide. "You dare!" he charged, and in that instant, Minitz's eyes flashed. The air around Cornu thickened, invisible walls closing in like a vice. The mystic leader froze mid-step, his power smothered by an unseen force. Oppressor.